Your jackass president doesn't know when it's coming out. I don't like being told.
The Democrats, your liberals, don't like to hear facts. Take your talking to.
You are listening to the Purple House Podcast. Here are your hosts, Chris Lee and Alison Clinton Lee.
Welcome back to the Purple House Podcast, episode 2. Deuces, baby.
Goose.
We have a special guest with us here today. For those of you watching on video, it is Sir Winston Felix Gaines III.
I wanted him to be knighted.
Yeah.
He is.
I don't know how long he's going to last up here.
But he
in
looks
this seat.
fancy in his little...
He's already kind of getting on my nerves, just breathing on me and snorting and making whatever kind of noises.
I feel the same way about you sometimes.
He makes, but... So we bought this dog.
No.
For me.
You bought the dog.
I really wanted a French bulldog. It's the only thing outside of French kissing that I wanted from France.
French fries?
Yeah, I did a lot of research on this breed. They're very, very expensive. We paid a pretty penny for him. But we got him, and he's a member of the family now, and I just love him so much. But
You have his hat on.
I do, yes, if you could see.
As I just realized.
Christmas gift.
Although Meadow and I think it looks like a beaver.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
So he's a part of our family. He's technically my pup, my dog, but he adores Alison, and he will not leave her side.
It's because I feed him.
And so that's kind of the running joke with our family. It's not that. He just loves you. He just wants to be around you all the time, and I can't get him. Well, he's licking my elbow right now. That's nice. Thanks, Winston, finally. But he's always around her. He always wants to be with her, and it drives me crazy. Like we go to bed at night, and he's glued to her, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with me.
That's not true. There's been a few times he's cuddled with you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for the suggestions on the last episode on places to vacation. There was some great ideas in there.
Winston.
Coincidentally, see, he's already licking too much. You're already making too much noise, buddy. Okay. But coincidentally, this week we found out Riders World Series tournament, which they do every year, is going to be in Orlando, Florida. So there's a likelihood we're going to have to plan this big extravagant, not very extravagant, but this big family vacation
extravagant
that I want to do so much around that trip. So we'll see how it goes.
I don't think we should. I think we should try to do them separately. It shouldn't always be based around Ryder. I think we should do something maybe during spring break. So it's a family trip that is meant just for our children and ourselves.
Yeah. So I am an avid pageant person. I love watching the pageants.
Wow, I didn't realize
every one of
this.
them. Miss America, Miss USA, which are different.
Thank you.
And
know that. Why are they different?
Well, the Miss America pageant, as I understand, is a scholarship pageant. Mm-hmm. Miss USA is basically just it's a beauty contest.
But what does Miss America have that Miss USA doesn't?
Smarter women?
No, they have... What kind of competition?
Talent.
Thank you.
They have a talent competition. Yeah. Allison here, when we first met, was Miss Plano.
No, was I Plano or Dallas?
You were Miss Plano, and then the year later, she ran as Miss Dallas
County.
For Miss Dallas County. She represented my folks for the Miss Texas pageant. So,
hey, it paid my school.
Yeah, it was exciting.
And I got to perform on a stage and did a lot of philanthropy.
You don't look that much different than you did back then.
Oh, I had the short Dixie Chicks haircut. I was like, I don't know.
Still so beautiful. So, anyway, they had the Miss Universe pageant this week, and Miss Texas won. She won the Miss USA, and then she went on to win Miss Universe. So, the prettiest woman in the universe, at least for this year, is from Texas. Very, very proud of her.
Very cool.
But kind of the negative side of this whole thing.
Well, hold on. in your opinion. You've
In
got
my
an
opinion, and many other
I don't
intelligent
care.
people have this opinion. So the new CEO, owner of Miss Universe, his name is Anne Jarajutatip. I don't know. It's something. She's obviously not from Dallas, Texas, where I'm from, but this is her name, and she came out and made a statement during the pageant, made this big speech about how women need to stick together, and this is
Empowerment
a
and
women empowerment,
feminism. It was
and
beautiful.
feminism. Oh my gosh, yes, it was so beautiful.
It was.
If it were coming from a biological woman, yes.
Hold on, but that's not fair. This woman,
This is a man.
no, it's not. Woman had a surgery, reassignment surgery. Went to school, I think high school in Australia, was picked on and bullied for her sexual orientation.
His.
At the time, it was a he. Came, I think it was to America, got the reassignment surgery, and is now a woman.
What does that mean? Reassignment surgery. What do they do?
I would assume she now has a vagina in medical terms. Really? Do I really have to explain that to you?
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot
A
about.
reassignment. We reassigned your gender, your parts.
Let me preface all of this by saying I cannot, in my wildest imagination, begin to relate to a person that's going through this.
Yeah.
To a person that has this mistaken self-identity this badly, where they think.
Hold on. It's not mistaken if that's how they feel. I can't imagine.
It
How are you
seems
to
like
judge? Wasn't the sermon yesterday about not judging?
I'm not judging.
You are.
I'm trying to understand. I'm looking for some understanding here. My issue with this whole thing, people go and they do their own thing. That's fine. They don't have to answer to me. They have to answer to God at the end of the day. I'm not here to judge this person. It just struck me as really weird that a biological man stands up there. Even Winston is just appalled by this. A biological man would stand up there and preach to everyone about women's empowerment, like it coming from the we women. I don't get it. This is a man. It is a man through and through. I don't care what kind of surgery he or she or whatever had done. That is a man, Alison.
No, it's not. Had
You
hormone
cut your
replacement.
wiener off, you are biologically still a man.
No, if
you have the chromosome makeup, the DNA makeup of being a man. 1,000 years from now, archaeologists are going to dig some bones up, and they're going to analyze it. They're going to put it under a microscope, and they're going to say, "Well, this was a man."
Can I ask you why you have so much of an issue with this? Why does it matter that if you closed your eyes and listened to that person speak, they were saying how beautiful it was, how it was about female empowerment and honoring feminism and supporting it and loving each other. That's a beautiful sentiment. Why do you have an issue? Just back off. And in fact, with the Miss Universe, hold on. Miss Universe, now you can be married and have children, which is what you weren't able to before. When I was running, there was a girl that was a friend of mine, and she got pregnant, and she had to drop out of it.
Okay.
And it was horrible. But at the end of the day, why do you care so much? Stop judging other. It doesn't matter if you understand it or not. This person went through so much pain, lost family members, but is self-made millionaire, is creating opportunities for so many women with scholarships and other benefits, and just wants to support and love one another. Nothing of that is wrong, and she's not hurting you by changing her gender. She is not hurting you by changing her gender.
So this is a woman now.
It is.
In your opinion.
She has a female body parts.
I just try to imagine.
And she was beautiful.
I try to imagine this playing out where this person, Anne, we'll call her since that's her.
And she has a boyfriend and 2 children.
Was that person formerly a woman and now a man?
Who?
the boyfriend.
I don't know because it's none of my business.
It's all so confusing.
But it doesn't matter.
It's none of our business, right? If this is going down in the privacy of his or her own home, I get it. But this person chooses to make this public stance on public television in front of God and everybody.
That wasn't their
and
stance.
our children.
They talked about it a long time before that.
We are trying to raise this dog. We are trying to raise children in this wild climate that we have these days. And, I think we have to sort through what is right, what's wrong, what's correct, what's incorrect, and pass that down to our kids. Now, we're teaching our kids, love everybody. I get it. But when this comes from a public platform like this, where Anne is telling everyone, I'm a woman, women are great, blah, 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 women empowerment. I get the speech is very nice
awesome.
and everything,
Yeah.
but you're not a woman.
That's a woman.
Now, if I stood up there and I said, hey, I'm a man, proud to be a man, but look what we're doing for these beautiful women. We're putting women first with this pageant. That's a little different story.
What?
But she's
It doesn't matter.
publicly identifying
I thought it was wonderful. She looked stunning. She is doing a lot for transgender rights, and she was just trying to have a platform for just a moment to welcome everybody, thank them for their participation and watching the pageant, and just for self-love and for all the feminism and the beauty that it was, and what a beautiful night it was. I applaud it. I love it.
Love. Just love everyone.
Yes. You know what? It's none of our business. I think we just need to stop being so damn nosy and just start being kinder to ourselves and others.
Good point. That's very, very fair. Hypothetically, though.
Oh my gosh. What?
Do you wonder what that conversation is going to be like? Because at the end of the day, we're all going to have to meet our maker. We're going to have to answer to God. So what does that conversation look like when Anne goes to heaven before God and he says, well, I created you a man.
Chris?
Were you not happy with what I created?
None of your business.
Okay.
Literally, the sermon yesterday was about not judging others, and you are Judge Judy times 12. And you're trying to pick this on the day when the Cowboys are about to play. You are absolutely out of your mind.
There's so much emotion going on in this house.
I am so stressed out right now. I'm like, Anyway, she looked gorgeous. You applaud feminism, transgender. You look, I love y'all. Whatever. Be your best self. And you know what? Cowboys, you better do well. Dak, keep it to your teammates, not the other team, please.
At least I think.
Are we on Cowboys now?
Yes, I just want to make one. If you hear the speech, that is
heard it.
The speech coming from a man.
Because she kept her voice.
But why, if you're going to go through the rigorous surgery, I'm assuming, of having your wiener removed and having your balls taken off and having a fake vagina created, why wouldn't you touch up the voice box as well?
The article that I read.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to understand.
I know, because, well, thanks, Winston. The article that I read, because it does sound like when you first hear it, you're like, what? She said she identified with the voice, though. So, to each their own. Listen, I can't imagine what she went through and what she's gone through and fought for. I applaud her for staying true to who she felt that she is. I mean, I don't know that I could have done it, but it was a beautiful night. She looked beautiful, and I saw a lot of love. It was like there was a really positive energy. So, you really have a lot of investment in this conversation. It's really odd.
It's something. It's one
Is it
of
just because
the.
you love pageants so much?
That's part of it. Yes,
Okay.
Yes, very invested in pageants. It's just something I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Honey, it's our world.
And I don't
now.
understand it. I'm not trying to be small-minded. I'm not trying to be bigoted. I just don't understand if God creates you a man, how you could identify as something else. I cannot get inside the brain of that person for the life of me and understand why they click the way that they click. If I decided for Halloween I was going to dress up as a giraffe, and I bought this extravagant giraffe costume, and I put on all this giraffe stuff, after Halloween, I'm not still a giraffe.
Okay, first of all,
even if I still keep the giraffe costume on, I'm not a giraffe.
What the hell is the matter
As
with you?
much as
Hold on.
as much
Hold
as
on.
I would like to be a giraffe.
Chris, you are minimizing how these individuals must feel and what they go through. I mean, I've read so many stories and heard people talk. For you to compare what they go through to a freaking giraffe Halloween costume shows how small-minded you are.
I'm not small-minded.
And you should be thanking God that you don't have that turmoil in you. I can't imagine feeling like I'm not who I'm supposed to be.
That's definitely...
I cannot imagine. And I feel so sorry for those souls that feel so conflicted. I can't imagine. And it's so sad that the hate that they get when they do try to fight for their right to feel who they are.
Okay.
Can you back off now?
I will back off.
I'm really stressed on Tom Brady right now. And you want to talk about transgender rights, which back off. Stop caring. Just love.
Oh.
Seriously, back off. Cowboys, please. Can we please talk about them? Because I'm freaking out.
Transgender rights. Speaking of Tom Brady.
Oh my gosh. That was the weirdest segue.
Alison and I both grew up in Dallas County, as we mentioned. Both grew up huge Cowboy.
Oh my gosh, do not do the voice.
Cowboy fans. And to say the least, we've been very disappointed for the last 30 years or so.
Like, I've already decided that my team will have to just end up being the Bills. Like, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself.
You're going to bandwagon yourself over to the Bills.
No, I just am accepting that we usually choke.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's fair.
My dad said he was calling them the Heimlich.
Oh, gosh. Maybe
we do.
Maybe it'll be different today. I don't know. By the time this airs, I'm going to edit this tonight after watching the game. And hopefully, by the time this airs, that we're celebrating tomorrow Cowboys' victory. But we'll see.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just put a song out. If you haven't watched the music video or you haven't downloaded the song or streamed it, shame on you.
Oh,
but I put it out there. It's called Conspiracies. So whatever musical platform, Spotify, Apple, however you get your music. YouTube. It's on there. There's a music video that goes along with it. I had a lot of fun. I'm getting back into doing the creative stuff, trying to make people laugh, trying to bring a smile to some people's faces. God knows we need it during this horrid Biden administration tenure. So I'm doing my part. I'm trying to lift some spirits up.
I'm happy.
Yes, I can tell you're so happy every time you pay the bills. I can tell how happy you are.
I'm not thrilled about my electric bill, but
so I created this song because I like to get on TikTok and just scroll through and watch videos and everything. And a big thing on TikTok right now is all these conspiracies, and they sell them so well. Like, I'm looking at my phone at 1 o'clock in the morning in the dark, and I'm down this rabbit hole of conspiracies about Jews in Israel they feel like that they found the new Messiah, and other people are saying, no, he's not the new Messiah. He's the Antichrist. And there's all these different conspiracies. That's one that just jumps out. What is a conspiracy that's hanging out there that maybe you tend to believe?
Well, it's Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes. And so there's a lot of conspiracies that the FBI and the KKK assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.
Wow.
Yes.
I've heard the FBI, but I didn't.
Yes.
I've never heard
the KKK.
In conjunction with the KKK.
Yes. Now, it could be in conjunction or one or the other did it. But it wasn't just, they framed the lone shooter. It wasn't him. He was set up.
since this is the Purple House, it is worth mentioning that the KKK was founded by the Democratic Party.
Oh my God, what is with you?
I'm just putting it out there, just
Oh
in
my
case
gosh.
anyone's wondering.
No one was wondering, and I don't know that that's true.
It is true.
I don't believe you.
Well, look it up.
I
Give it a Google.
I'm gonna gazoogle it.
So you tend to think that might be true.
I do. I totally think I love conspiracy theories. Like, I'll believe all of them. I love them all. I'm like such a nerd with that kind of stuff. Although when I hear people that don't believe in like space landing or the Holocaust, you're idiots. No offense or offense. Yes, take offense to it.
What about the vaccine? Do you think I'm not allowed to say vaccine on YouTube. They'll take this video down.
Why?
Conspiracies.
Really? You're not allowed to say that word?
It's one of the hot button words that if you say it a lot of times, your video will get knocked down and not a lot of people will hear it. But
really?
It's true.
Gosh, so much censorship.
I know, right? Freedom of speech, baby. USA. But that's one of those things where,
What about the vaccine?
Damar Hamlin
sorry.
had cardiac arrest. It's because he had the vaccine.
Honey, they've said stuff like shots have caused autism. Like, so many things like, shots lead to these, diseases or disorders. And I hate stuff like that because those things were invented to better our lives.
For the record, I got the prick. I feel fine. Watch me have a heart attack tomorrow.
Chris!
Watch me have a heart attack
Please knock on wood.
during the Cowboy game tonight.
Sorry, I'm very superstitious again.
Yeah, she did not. And I don't want to go down this whole conversation, but we decided during this whole whether to get a vax or whether or not to get a vax thing, that we were not going to make this a political issue. And so we both consulted our doctors. She's not necessarily anti-vax, I don't think.
No,
I'm not necessarily, everyone must get a vax, but I felt like at the time that was the right decision for me as someone that was getting back to work, going to be around a lot of people every day. And it felt like for the safety of myself and my family, it was the right thing to do. And I don't have any long-term effects from it yet. Knock on wood.
Gosh, you're scaring me. Are there things I need to know? I mean, I really don't read much except BuzzFeed.
So I tend to be very practical in these types of things. I don't believe a lot of conspiracies. I don't know if you've heard of Occam's razor.
Huh?
It's the belief that the most simplest explanation tends to be the correct one. So you take a look at the Martin Luther King ordeal. There was a lot of racists in America, very upset. Martin Luther King was doing the things he was doing. I would tend to believe that his shooter was a racist white man that didn't want him speaking anymore, rather than this being this whole deal with the KKK and the FBI involved and everything.
Oh, I think it was the government.
I tend to, finally, neither of us trust the government. Something we can agree on for the most part. But one that kind of, and this is a very broad conspiracy, but the idea that we've had contact with aliens.
Oh, yeah.
We've had contact with aliens and the government is blinding us from it and they don't want to tell us about it. I tend to believe that one.
Absolutely.
And what I keep going back to is I look at what our civilization has accomplished in the last 100 years and what they had accomplished from a technology standpoint and industry standpoint leading up to that. And it's basically nothing. We were putting houses together with stone and wood and not a whole lot of technical advances in that regard.
Wait, from when? The last 100 years?
Up until the last 100 years. And now within the last 100 years, look at all the things that have come into fruition, all the technical advances that we've made. We're sending people to the moon. We're talking about building a civilization on Mars someday. And
I would not go to Mars.
all these things from telephones to iPhones to video voice chatting, and all these things have happened so rapidly. And it just seems like it's not out of the realm of possibility for me that we've had some sort of interference, some sort of help.
What? Okay, now I don't believe that.
You don't think aliens could have invented the microwave?
No, but like if they're inventing my phone, they're not doing a very good job because it's like sucks right now.
I'm not saying they've invented the phone, but they've...
Really? You think that could
I think
happen?
it's very possible that we have received
Help?
this information, help in advancing technology the way that we have. It's crazy when you think about how long we have existed on this earth, thousands upon thousands of years, and all of a sudden in the last 100 years, how futuristic, how technically advanced we are.
I think it's just kind of like snowballed though. Our like neurological advancement or development has just snowballed. And so one thing has happened and it's led to the next advancement and led to the next advancement as far as technologically. So I think that's why it's happened. I don't think any aliens have happened, but that would be so cool. I think Elon Musk could easily be an alien though.
Oh, totally.
He's so just... What is the word? Damn, Winston just farted and it's so gross.
Has farted something awful.
I think it died. Just gross. Okay, well, I have a conspiracy. Yesterday, so I've been watching The Crown, and I'm obsessed, and I'm convinced that I'm royalty, and that I'm trying to figure out why I'm not being treated as such, where my castle is.
Okay.
So
You're in it.
This is my castle? Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is it.
Anyway, so I walked around and...
I'm your king.
Okay. Well, no, you're going to be a duke.
I'm your
What did I call you? A duke, a dumbass? I wore this all day yesterday. And then it took till 7 o'clock yesterday evening for someone to curtsy to me. And it was Meadow.
Where did you get that?
I won it when I was young. And then I got so tired of it that I started doing ghetto crown. Ghetto crown. I got so bored, but I wore this all day yesterday because I was like, "Dadgummit, I'm a queen." I just that show. If you guys haven't watched The Crown, yes, I'm gonna wear this the rest of the podcast. If y'all haven't watched The Crown, it is the most gorgeous show of all time. Don't you think? It is stunning.
I cannot breathe. This dog farting in here.
Hey, it's your dog. What did you feed him?
I don't feed him. You do. Clearly, he follows you
Anyway,
around.
You've been watching this show with me. Don't you like it?
Yeah, it's great. I love history.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff I didn't realize. A lot of facts about the Queen. I had no idea she was an avid deer hunter.
That's sad.
It's amazing.
It's mean.
Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of The Purple House.
Thank you.
Episode 2. You want to end us with a little prayer?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be, I don't pray the way you, I'm not as good at it as you are.
You don't pray to the same God I do?
I absolutely do. But I just say, I ask you, Heavenly Father, as we go out this week, I pray that we have our hearts open and our eyes, and we are able to see things that you need us to see and to help those that are in need of help. And then we are able to be the light that you ask and need us to be so we can radiate your love. And we do this all in your name, Lord, in your most honorable name. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to The Purple House. We'll see you next time.
Peace.